Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Onyx Path Twitch, where tonight we are gathering for They Came from the RPG Anthology, a production meeting. That's right, this is a session zero. For those of you who are unfamiliar with why we might call it a production meeting, is because the They Came From series of games are all based on cinema. You don't have a story guide, you have a director. You don't have momentum, you have rewrites. And a production meeting would be what you do is you're getting ready to produce a film, or in this case, to run a game. So it's our session zero. I appreciate you being here for it. It promises to be much shenaniganery. But before we get into the shenaniganery, a couple things I want to make sure that you're aware of. First off, um, Exalted Essence is in its final hours over on BackerKit. The Essence Player's Guide, I should say, is in its final hours over on BackerKit. Though if you missed the first time around to get a retail copy of Exalted Essence, I believe it's available as an add-on still. And yeah, the Player's Guide has info on all 10 Exalt types, including new Exalt milestones and a ton of new charms. So if you've not yet done so, head over there and pick that up. Also want to draw everyone's attention to the sale that is currently going on over at Indie Press Revolution. We have a huge sale going on right now with our World of Darkness Chronicles of Darkness materials that are over there at IPR. The materials are 75% off for books, screens, and dice. That includes the deluxe versions of World of Darkness Ghost Hunters, Technocracy Reloaded, and Wraith the Oblivion 20th Anniversary Edition. Those savings will only last while supplies last, so get over there and get yourself a copy of those books. I'm going to throw that link in the chat. And then, last thing for Exalted fans, the Pillars of Creation came out today over at Drive-Thru RPG. For those of you who are fans of Exalted Essence. And this is a setting manual for Essence. It introduces rules for a lot of the like god-blooded characters, different exigent types, dragon kings, all sorts of neat odds and ends in there. So definitely want to pick that up to help enrich your Essence game. All right. That said, I believe that pays our bills. I am Travis. My pronouns are he, they. When I'm not running games, I am writing them. And today we are, going to be diving into our production meeting for They Came from Camp Murder Lake. So let's meet our cast. First up, we have Sarah. If you could, please tell us who you are, what you do, and anything you would care to promote. Your pronouns, anything you care to promote.
I'm Sarah Sternweber. I write stuff and then I play video games and talk about writing on the internet. I'm Wordsmith Sarah everywhere. I don't have anything particular right now.
Excellent. And then Malachi, if you would do us the honor, your pertinent details, please.
That's me. I'm Malachi, pronounced he, they. I am also a poet for hire at Malachi Hoskins on Instagram. Mother's Day is coming up. If you want something special.
There you go. Yeah, definitely. You said Mother's Day, and I know we're playing slasher movies, so I immediately thought like that. There's an angle. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Last but not least, Rachel, your pertinence, please.
Hello, my name is Rachel. I'm still in fires pretty much everywhere. Mostly blue sky these days. You will find me on twitch.tv Stolen Fires next Tuesday, where I will be playing Old Gods of Appalachia.
Ooh.
I'm really looking forward to that. Also working on some Call of Cthulhu stuff to go up on the repository, so
Nice.
both of those are super cool.
That is super cool. All right, speaking of super cool, let's get right into it. Tonight we have decided that our next film that we will be producing, our next episode, will be They Came from Camp Murder Lake. They Came from Camp Murder Lake is a slasher film inspired setting. It does not take place. It is not contained within. They came from the RPG Anthology. It is a standalone book over at Drive Through RPG. But we've never let that stop us before. In fact, we are going to be using the Quick-Play Rules, which are provided in They Came from the RPG Anthology, and are compatible with all of the They Came From games. Yes, including Camp Murder Lake. Yes, including Classified. Yes, including Cyclops' Cave. Um, oh goodness, I can't believe I almost forgot. Cyclops' Cave Classified and their respective GM screens are now available for retail. You can order them at Studio 2 Publishing. You can tell your friendly local game store to order them for you, and they can get them through Studio 2 Publishing. So if you're into They Came From, pick up Cyclops' Cave or Classified at your friendly local game store. Okay, getting back into that, we have the quick play rules from They Came from the RPG Anthology. This is sort of a truncated, easier way to play. It allows for slightly faster character creation. It allows for just more like getting right into the meat of the story and not getting too deep into, the weeds with the more complicated systems. I'll pop that in our Zoom chat so you all have access to see it. And that's what we'll be using to generate our characters. Now, before we get into that, of course, I know you all have had a few minutes to look over the book before we actually went live. Are there any archetypes that have leapt out at you? We'll start with Rachel. Is there anything that jumped out at you as like, ooh, I really want to play this thing?
Yeah, so the jock looks cool. I also think if someone wants to play my sibling, that it might be fun to play the innocent as someone who's a couple of years younger than everyone else there. Be like, you can only hang out with your friends if you bring your sister. Other than that, uh, possibly a jock on like volleyball or swim team, I think would be fun.
Okay. All right. And so that may depend on what the pitch for the story is too, right? So we'll have to see when we get there. But first, Malachi, did you have anything in mind?
I'm like already halfway through making this wild child sheet. I'm
right.
also down to be a big brother to the innocent because I think that's a fun dynamic. If the you know sardonic drug dealer also has a wide-eyed uh, kid sister.
Sure.
It's
Awesome.
like,
I'll do
hey,
innocent then.
it's 2 for 5 in my hand. Get out of here! Get out of my room! 2 for 5. I told you.
If
Perfect.
you don't let me, if you don't take me camping with you, then I'm gonna tell mom about the not oregano I found in your sock drawer.
Listen, I'm trying. That was oregano. I'd be cooking.
I think that's perfect. So that in mind, Sarah, did you have any idea for like what kind of archetype you
I
might
like
want to?
I like the Joker, but I don't have like a active idea for that character in my mind right now.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. We can build that as we go. Um, so I think Joker, Wild Child, and Innocent is a um, nice little combo. Um, do we want to build out our characters first and then sort of figure out the plot around that, or do we want to have a little brief discussion of what sort of subgenre we would be looking for? And by subgenre, I mean what kind of monsters do we want to face, or do you want it to be a surprise? That is also an option. We can just go and you can figure it out as it goes, or we can know right away going in what kind of movie we're in. Um, do you have any thoughts on that, Sarah?
No,
Okay.
I
Are,
don't.
are there any types that you wouldn't want, like any type of horror movie monsters you wouldn't want to deal with? Or just subgenre of horror movie you wouldn't want to play in?
Oh, you're trying to get me to say vampires, so what you're trying to get me to do this.
I'm not necessarily trying to get you to say
Vampires?
vampires, but if you don't want vampires, that's good to
Yeah,
know.
I do not like vampires. I find them to not be terribly interesting. So unless you're going to do something very different, I would probably be bored.
Does a oiled up, half naked muscle man playing saxophone count as different?
I understood that reference.
I didn't.
That's Lost Boys. Which I don't know if you've
Oh
ever
yeah,
actually
remember?
watched.
I've never seen that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a shame. But all right, vampires are on the kill
No,
list.
I'm fine.
Malachi, anything you don't want to see?
Um, first, you should see Sinners because it's awesome.
I keep hearing
Speaking
that.
of vampire, it's I saw it last night. It's great. No one that I don't want to see. I'm like the inspiration for the character in my head so far is what's his name in The Faculty, the guy who had the cocaine in the pen. You see that movie?
Yes, but it and Class of 1999 are the same movie in my head. There's no difference between the two of them. So I can't.
Well, isn't
I
John
also-
Stewart in The Faculty? That should make it different enough.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. And there's
Yeah,
also
but
a part of me that's considering, that's thinking about Cabin in the Woods and really liking, you know, getting sequestered in the woods and being put upon by
okay.
something.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Glorious. And then, what about you, Rachel? Any monster that you do or do not want to see?
I mean, I don't really have any no-go monsters. I think you could make anything cool.
Oh, thank you.
Um,
Apparently not
uh,
vampires, but otherwise.
I mean, I
Well,
don't know how I've been friends with Sarah for so long and not known this that she thinks such terrible things
I
about
was
vampires.
not to derail our train of thought too much, but I was honestly surprised that Sarah didn't get like annoyed with me about the vampires in our Mao campaign.
yeah.
I was kind of
Um,
surprised that I didn't get in trouble for that.
yeah, so I don't really have any I don't like them monsters. Um, and like I don't know, it's fun to be surprised and to uh as the player be challenged to figure out what's going on at the same time as my character.
Okay. Or do you have any particular feelings one way or the other about a rural versus an urban setting?
I mean, I mostly think of slasher movies as happening in like rural, like a campsite, or like suburban, like Nightmare on Elm Street. So like,
Jason did in fact take Manhattan.
He
I
did.
will
That's
just let you
true.
know.
okay, I haven't seen that one.
And Candyman did in fact haunt the
Yes.
project.
Yes.
I mean, I guess also
I
the
don't have a
Stay Puft-
problem with that though.
I guess also the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, but no, I think it'd be cool to mix it up and be urban.
Okay, be in the city.
Yeah.
Does my character know magic?
Because like it would also be kind of cool if like the systems that you come to rely on when you live in a city, like public transportation or 911 or the power grid, like
Cool. Okay.
Yeah,
You think it
Judgment
was-
Night's scary as hell.
yeah, exactly. Devil's Night.
Yeah, I will avoid. I will avoid anything that makes a Rube Goldberg device the villain of the movie.
Thank you. I literally made that joke yesterday. The exact same joke.
Well, great minds think alike, I guess.
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna be urban. We know we're gonna have no vampires, and we know that we've got an innocent, a wild child, and the Joker. So, since you have those things set up, let's get into our character creation stuff. So, for your character concept, just a short little phrase will do. Sounds like, well, Malachi, how would you phrase your character's concept?
Well, sort of like a jaded, sardonic, but like undercover optimist, uh, who is just sort of he. Everybody else in the world is like getting through life. He doesn't understand how everybody around him is sober.
Okay.
Basically, like he's just a one of these like very like dyed in the wool realist who is also usually self medicating against that. And thinks everything is either really funny or dumb.
Excellent. So we'll say sardonic stoner, right? Sound about
He's
right?
probably a little bit more of a drunk, but we'll go with stoner.
Sure. Okay. Go ahead and put that in your concept. How about Rachel? His
Uh,
kid sister, right?
yeah, I've decided to name her Kathy.
Okay.
And the concept is I'm mature for my age.
Wonderful. I dig it. That works for me. And then Sarah, how about you? Do you have a concept in mind?
I don't know what to do.
No, just a basic. You said you wanted to be a Joker, right? We can just swing back around to concept too. You want to
Yeah,
get the
'cause,
character
like,
kind of built out first, and then figure
I
it out.
feel like that's that I'm not. I don't know.
I mean, what sort of Joker would hang out with a drug dealer and his annoying kid sister?
I don't know.
I mean,
I mean, you know what this is? Hold on. We know what this is. We know what this relationship is. Because the Joker is the Seth Rogen of this situation. Seth
I
Rogen
can't laugh like Seth Rogen. Sorry.
That's fine.
Are we tripping and falling into Pineapple Express and I'm McLovin?
Kind of yeah. Yes.
So I'm
that's fair.
McLovin, you're James Franco's character, and Sarah is Seth Rogen's character.
Uh-huh.
I
It's been
mean,
so long
sure.
since I saw that movie, but I remember it being good.
That's a fair.
Yeah, and McLovin
starting.
isn't in it, but he is now.
Right.
That's right. That's true.
It's the whole Seth Rogen. It's all one cinematic universe, right?
It's the same thing as, like I was saying, as Class of 1999 being the same movie as The Faculty. I defy you to go watch those two movies back to back and then tell me which one is which.
There's another movie I get confused with Class of 1999, and I don't remember which movie that is. So I'll let you know when I think of it, but there is one.
That's
so
funny.
I think it's Class of 1999 that is responsible for the problem.
I'm sure it is. Yeah.
So,
I mean, if nothing else, by virtue of it came first.
that's what she said.
So let's talk about origin paths. Your next step is choosing your origin path. Your origins, if you go into the PDF I sent you.
Which
Those
one?
trademarks?
They came from
the quick play?
No, the Camp Murder Lake archetypes.
Okay.
At the end of the main archetypes, you'll find your origin paths. And just to sort of break them down real quick, you have the imposter, who is not who they say they are, they're living a lie, and they become very good at sticking to it. You have the leader in waiting. You're going to rule this town one day. You're either the child of someone in power, such as the mayor's daughter, or next in line for some prestigious position. You have mean streets. You didn't grow up alone, but sometimes it felt like you did. You grew up on the wrong side of the tracks, far beyond the middle-class suburbs. You have new kid. One day your family picked up everything and took you from your friends, your classmates, and all the familiar places, and then dropped you in a new spot, and that's where you are. You have round 2. You've been here before, and not in the metaphorical sense. Last summer, you and your friends experienced a fun time, but stepped into a nightmare. Only you lived to tell the tale. This is basically you're in a sequel. That's that origin. Stacked permanent record. You've got a record with campus security, and you're proud of it. Your school days are long behind you. If your school days are long behind you, you're a known troublemaker on the job. Tainted bloodline. You come from bad blood. Your family is filled with murderers, sorcerers, cannibals, or some other awful sort of malefactor that's only spoken of in whispers. The incident. You personally experienced something so overwhelmingly or ridiculously tragic that the town only refers to it as the incident and refers to you as that poor dear or one tough kid. Troubled home. You love going to school, going to camp, or just being out of the house because your home life is in dire straits. Or wiser than your years. Your friends describe you as an old soul. You're able to look at situations calmly and clearly. You developed a reputation for giving good advice. Do any of those sound particularly interesting to you, Sarah?
I think it would be interesting to be wiser than your years and a Joker, I think.
Sure. Often you get all Shakespeare-y with it, often the wise fool and whatnot. So that being the case, since you took wiser than your years, you will mark down the suggested skills under there are empathy, integrity, pilot, and technology. So on the line between the name of the skill and where the dots start, you'll put a O by each one of those 4 skills. Make sense?
Yeah, like the letter O.
Yep. And then you have 3 dots to spend between them.
Oh wait,
Does that make sense?
yeah, I'm just not able to listen and mark these, and that's all.
That's okay.
My brain shut off for a second.
That's fine. Once that's done, you'll make sure that all of your attributes are set at 1, which they should be on your sheet. And then you'll pick 3 of those attributes as your favored 3 approaches to challenges. Each one of those attributes, you get to add 1 dot. None of your attributes can go above 2 dots at this stage.
I'm sorry, how are we supposed to allocate attributes?
So everything starts at 1 dot, and then you pick 3 that are your favored 3, and you put 1 dot in each of those. And then Mal, did you need me to run through any of that earlier steps, or did you get it all?
When you say I have 3 dots to spend between the 3
The 4.
skills,
The 4 skills. Yep.
4 skills.
Yep, you can spend them any way you want. So you could have like 1 skill at 3 and the rest of them at 0, or you could put 1 in 3 of them, or you could do 2 in 1, or whatever.
Okay.
Perfect. So I think for my origin, I'm going to take the imposter.
Okay.
Because she's about 14, 15 years old. I feel like 15 is the youngest you could be and have terrible things happen to you in a movie.
Sure, okay. Played by an actress who's 37, though.
Right. Yeah, no, so she's about 15. And just her imposter is that she just desperately wants to be seen as an adult.
That's wonderful.
So I have put 2 dots in persuasion and 1 dot in command.
Excellent. And did you get yours sorted out, Mel?
I think so. I have a stacked permanent record. I
Excellent.
only almost burned that gym down.
All right.
My favorite attributes are intellect, stamina, and composure. And I put a dot in athletics, persuasion, and technology.
Glorious. And Sarah, you got yours all figured out?
Yep.
Wonderful.
Do you need me to read them to you?
Yeah, if you want to let me know what you got so far.
For skills, I put a dot in empathy, pilot, and technology. For attributes, I did presence, cunning, and stamina.
Excellent. And then you will all name and describe either a character, a group, or a place or item you have access to that it stems from your origin path. So it can be like a babysitter, or a local police officer. It might be that you are in good with the swim team, or that you're in the Girl Scouts. It could be that you have access to, a school gym with a key fob, or that there's a clubhouse that you have that you know of that nobody else can get into, or something along those
Okay.
lines.
I'm gonna totally steal from the Breakfast Club.
Okay.
I have a fake ID so I can vote.
Perfect.
Got him.
Perfect.
Uh,
And sadly, also potentially relevant. We're not far from there. How about Mal? Do you have an idea for your contact?
yeah, I know a guy. He's like a man in the van type. Uh, he's ultimately this character's plug, but he also happens to have a number of skills like falsifying documents and getting his hands on illegal pieces of technology and whatever. He's just like a guy who knows how to get things type of person, who is also an adult who lives in an apartment a little too close to the school campus.
For
So
sure.
it's like, why do you have this relation? How did you meet this man?
For sure. All right, you should write that down under your connections, contacts, kind of sum them up, and be like, it's this dude. Write that down in that section. And then Sarah, do you have anything in mind for your contact?
Maybe like I have an old rich neighbor who heard me fighting with a neighbor kid and really likes me.
Okay. It's like an older, well off neighbor who admires you.
Right. Who heard me getting mouthy and was like, that kid's funny.
Excellent. You all have your archetypes selected effectively, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So you get to choose the 4 skills that are associated with the archetype. If I'm not mistaken, you have, I don't remember if this was, yep, you have 2, you have sort of a list of suggested skills. You get to pick any 4 of them. So
The suggested skills are all 4.
I don't know that that's the case across all of them. Yeah, you have 2 groups of 5 on yours, I think.
Yeah.
So basically, you pick any 4 of those skills that you want to use. And you can mix and match them.
Four.
Yep, 4. And then you get 3 dots to
dots.
spend among them.
I already did this part, right?
You're doing it again for your archetype now. Because you should have done it once for your origin. And then for the archetype, you'll put A on the line next to the skills that
Okay.
you choose. You have 3
Alright.
points to spend there. Does that
1
make
point
sense?
in humanities and 2
Yeah,
in
I was lost.
integrity.
That was part of why I didn't know what you were talking about.
It's all good. You put a dot in humanities and what else, Rachel?
2 in integrity.
Excellent. Then once you got your skills sorted out, did you get your skills picked out, Mel?
I am getting there.
Once your skills are picked, once your 4 skills are picked, you get 3 dots to spend among them. Once those 3 dots are spent, then you will go to the attribute arenas. The arenas are the vertical groups, so it's the physical, social, mental groups. You pick whichever one you think is most important, and you get to have 3 dots to spend among among those 3. The next most important arena gets 2 dots, and then the final arena gets 1 dot. So if you want to
I'm
be like,
confused.
so if you want to, do you want to be more physical, social, or mental? Like in your focus.
Probably social.
So you would put 3 dots, and you spend them any way you want in the social group as long as nothing goes over 5. The social is the presence, manipulation, composure.
Oh, okay.
Right. And then once those are spent, what's the next most important to you?
Okay, I'm
What's
putting
it?
most of my dots into manipulation and composure.
Okay.
Got 2 dots each. Intellect, cunning, and resolve, and then 2 dots in dexterity.
Okay. Were you?
I've lost track because you had to re-explain it to me, so now I don't remember how many of us is doing what, and
You're
now
fine.
I
You're
just
fine.
I feel very frustrated.
No worries. Take a breath. It's cool. So your first group was your social. You got 3 dots to spend among those.
All right.
And your next group, whichever one you think is most important. So after that would be physical or mental.
Probably mental.
Then you get 2 dots to spend among those, which is your, I have to look at the sheet now because,
The intellect, cunning, resolve,
yep. So you get 2 dots to
and
spend
then
between those, and then
and then
one.
I get 1 in the last group.
Yep. Mel, did you have your attributes spent
Yes.
from your from this group anyway?
Yeah. We went with intellect, cunning, and resolve. Each got 1, and then composure, manipulation got 1, and then stamina got 1.
All right, nice. Once you're done with all those, you will go to your archetype and you will pick 2 of the trademarks from, or not trademarks, I'm sorry, 2 of the tropes from your archetype. And then 1 trope from any other archetype.
Oh, this is my favorite part. The tropes are always so cool.
Yeah.
they are pretty fun.
What's a field with a capital F?
So a field is like an area where the action is taking place.
Okay.
So the size can change. It could be a room, it could be a football field. You know.
Okay. How many tropes do we get?
You get 2 from your archetype, and then 1 from one other archetype. It doesn't matter which archetype, just not your own.
Okay.
Take just in time and playing dead so I can play around with death scenes.
Okay.
Which is great because we are some heady motherfuckers so far. So someone's got to
Right.
die.
So I can basically manipulate death scenes for myself and other people.
Nice.
I have chemical enhancement, which gives me +2 enhancement to skills of my choice when I imbibe.
All right.
I have you mean this, which just lets me have the important thing that we need once per session. And I am taking from Innocence Lucky Break, which basically lets you turn a fail into a crit once per session.
Nice. That sounds perfect. Sounds perfect. And you had you still had to find your outside of your archetype one, right, Rachel?
I think I'm gonna take. I'm not sure. Pep Talk from the Jog looks pretty cool. I think I'm gonna take that one.
All right. Nice.
See, and this is also classic movie, big sibling, little sibling, because my tropes I learned from you because
Okay.
big sibling is always learning from little sibling, and little sibling is always looking right past older sibling towards the future of something.
Hmm.
That's good. This is good. Symmetry.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Did you
Okay.
did you settle on your
I did. So my outside one, I took Campus Legend from the Jock,
okay?
which makes my reputation precede me, and people like me already. And then for the ones from mine, I got I'll be back, or I'll be right back, which once per game session, you may choose to come up with an excuse to leave a scene you're in. If successfully lets you leave, no matter how difficult leaving the scene would normally be. I'm looking really forward to that. It sounds like so much fun.
Oh, that's funny.
And then the other one is You're Not So Tough. You're an insult comic at heart and your words cut deep. When you mock a slasher to their face, they cannot use one of their special rules for the rest of the scene.
That's pretty awesome. I love it. All right. So that is handled. And then we will set up your quips. And the way we're going to do those is we're just going to use some random numbers and I'm going to assign them. And that's just going to make our lives a little bit easier.
Okay, but if we have a quip, can we just ask for one?
If you have a quip that you want to, like if you have a quip you want to use or something that, yeah, you can absolutely do that instead. What did
I'm
you?
telling.
That's beautiful.
Good.
That's perfect.
Oh, do we have quips listed here?
No, I'm grabbing some out of the book and then I will just I'm gonna send them to you.
Okay.
I'm rolling for them and sending them to you so that you're that way you're it's innocent. Or it's innocent. It's random. I was looking at one thing and saying another. It's random. Uh,
You're random. Rawr.
all right. How about that person is evil, pure and simple? How does that sound, Rachel? For your second quip.
Sure.
I just pasted it in the chat, so you don't even have to worry about typing it up.
Too late. I type fast.
Well, that'll learn you. What other deck would you like to pull from? Wild Child, Nerd, Jock, Joker.
Let's do jock, because I got the jock trope.
All right. Time to hit the showers.
Well, that's awkward.
Well,
No?
weird coming from a 15-year-old to her big brother's friends.
How about, I mean, it could be like Cruel
I
Intentions.
don't think we want to make that kind of movie.
How about there is no I in team?
Yeah, I'll take that one.
All right. All right. For Mal, I've got if this is a joke, I'll kill you, which I will paste for you.
I feel like that's probably something he says a lot to Katie, like
Mhm.
not sincerely, but
Hey, whose idea was this anyway? And what other archetype would you like me to pull from for you?
The Joker.
The Joker? All right, let's see. Your compassion is overwhelming. Drip that in as much sarcasm as you need to.
Uh-huh.
And for Sarah, the Joker, we've got I can't help it. That's just who I am. I'm pasting it in here for you. No one here has a sense of humor. And what would you like me to draw your other one from?
Let's go Wild Child.
Alrighty.
I think those would be useful as sarcastic.
They like to watch.
See,
They
it worked.
they mostly only come at night. Mostly.
Oh my god.
that would be a perfect example of a quip. All right. Quips have been quipped. Next, we select an ambition path for your character. In this case, in Camp Murder Lake, the ambition paths are actually your it'll be right after your origin. It is your dark agenda path. So for these, you'll mark the skills with a D once you settle on them. But the dark agenda paths are, and the prom's tomorrow. You're either in charge of a big social event or emotionally invested in its success. If you wanted to, Sarah, you can take this path and rename it to I got a basketball game tomorrow. Like that would be fun.
Done. Sold.
What's that?
I said sold.
So you got the next options are babysitting deal. Whether it's a job, you're an older sibling, or you just found this child wandering around in the chaos, you're responsible for the life of someone much younger than you are. Clearing my name, you've been accused of something you didn't do, and you would like to make that accusation go away. Good old-fashioned revenge. Someone did you wrong and you intend to make them pay. I want action tonight. You're in the mood for love and not the chaste kind. send it back to hell. The time for screwing around is over. People are dying. You're the only one that can end the nightmare. Talk of the town. You're an important person, even if no one knows it yet. Test my mettle. Someone thinks you're a coward and you want to prove them wrong. The big score. You're a treasure hunter. While it could be something that's only valuable in your eyes, like a family heirloom, a childhood toy, your treasure is usually something that has a little more exchangeable currency involved, and you're looking for that value. And then there's the truth seeker. You are looking to uncover secrets and show that this town is, under its pleasant facade, it is full of lies and terrible. So you're Kyle MacLachlan in Blue Velvet.
Where do we put this?
This is your ambition path.
All right. I'm gonna take talk of the town, I think.
All right.
I don't see where it goes though. Oh, I see it now. Found it.
Yep. And were you able to find where that is in the packet I sent you?
Who are you asking?
Oh, Rachel, I was asking.
Oh, what is the question? I'm sorry.
Were you able to find that path in the packet I sent you? Talk of the town.
Oh, yes. And I have already marked down my skills, and I've decided to put all 3 dots in technology.
Wonderful. Yep. So as you're grabbing those, you would look at. I would put like a D or AM, either way, whatever is easier for you, next to the appropriate skills for the path. Which one was it that you settled on, Mel?
Clearing my name.
All right.
It really was just oregano.
So your skills are athletics, enigmas, larceny, persuasion.
And then how many dots do I get for these?
You 3 dots to spend among them.
Okay.
And then for your basketball game tomorrow, your skills are command, culture, humanities, and persuasion. I would let you swap one of those out with athletics if you wanted to, since it is a basketball game.
Yeah, let's switch. Probably culture. It's probably not culture. It's probably much more athletics. Okay.
You get 3 dots to spend among those.
All right, I spent those on athletics, humanities, and persuasion.
Excellent. You may then go into the attributes and once again spend 3, 2, 1 like you did with the previous path. They do not have to be spent in the same arenas. You can be like, well, now I want to put more in physical. So
Okay.
have you figured out where you wanted to spend those points?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing 3 in mental, and then 2 more in social, and then I think it's funny if I just have 4 dots in dexterity and then 1 dot in might and stamina each.
You're just quick and wimpy. All right, cool. I like
Right.
it.
Glass cannon. Not even that, but yeah, you know.
I do. How about you, Mel? What'd you settle on for your attribute spends?
I put 3 in physical, 1 for each. I put, what was it, 2, I think, in mental. So now they're all kind of at the same.
Okay.
And I put 1 in social, and I have almost filled up my composure dots. I am unflappable.
Beautiful. And then Sarah, where did you end up putting your points?
I put 3 in, what's this one called? Social. So I put 1 in each, and then I put 2 in the physical. I put 1 in might and 1 in dex because I already have some in stamina, and then I put 1 on mental and just added 1 to resolve because I didn't have any there.
Okay, excellent. The next step is to determine an ensemble aspiration among your characters. So what is the one thing that you all want to achieve as a group during the session next time?
Like, we all live isn't a good one.
Yeah,
No,
make it to the sequel.
No, I think it's like we get White Castle. I think that's what they're looking for.
Yeah, that would be. We would be more interested in the White Castle than live. I know you want to live.
So ominous.
I mean, I've never had White Castle, but I've seen the movie. I'm down.
It's not. It's not great. I would expect White Castle is comparable to whatever your opinions are about In and Out are probably my opinions about White Castle.
Oh, In and Out is way better than White Castle.
I mean, In and Out is good. It's also a cult, but like most things in California are.
Yeah, but it's better than White Castle. White Castle, everything's steamed. It's weird. It's fucking weird. Weird bastards.
Right.
And they want to sell you 47 burgers so you feel like you get a shit ton, but they're all like teeny tiny, so all you're eating is this weird steamed mush. And
As a current resident of Texas, I feel like someone needs to speak up for Whataburger.
didn't exist when I was there, I don't think.
Yeah, I've never had Whataburger.
It is Texas's In and Out. It's real good.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But
But
alas,
I found out that
we need inspiration, not just burger joints.
Right. Right.
Is that Big Kahuna Burger?
So
That is
it's in the
tasty
city.
burger.
So what if we're all trying to get to some sort of event?
Let's all get to the warehouse party.
Yeah.
Okay, that works. So that will be your group aspiration. You're all trying to get to a party. All right, I can work with that. Now that has been selected, you may each assign 6 personal interest skill dots. These can go into any skills. It doesn't have to be a path skill. You just can't take any of your skills above 5.
So I get six dots.
Yep.
Okay. Also, actually, could our goal just to get from the Bronx to Coney Island without getting shot by a rival gang member?
Could
Can
it
we just
be?
do the warrior?
Yes, but like, I don't know if you know how often, and I'm not being hyperbolic here. I don't know if you know how often Get from the Bronx to Coney Island has come up on this channel.
Can you dig it?
Can you dig it? I can think of 3 times independently that has become a plot element in one of the streams. Though I do think that, like, well, maybe when we get around to High Octane Apocalypse, if you took one of the beautiful things about They Came From and the various genres that you have is you can sort of mix and match them a little bit. So, like, if you wanted to really run like a Warriors game where it's like this dystopian collection of street gangs in the crime-ridden future that they thought there was going to be in the 1970s, you would take, like, they came from the High Octane Apocalypse, so like the Mad Max one, and just mix it with Camp Murder Lake.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. That's real.
And then you get the baseball furies.
That's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
watched
they're
that
all
movie.
very mix and matchy. You can very easily take the They Came from the Bridgeton Rectory, and they came from beyond the grave and make Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. It's right there. You don't even have to do any work.
That's so good.
So yeah, you should definitely feel free to genre mash. Did you get your personal interest skills spent?
Yeah, I put 2 dots each in command, persuasion, and technology. So turns out this character is a total nerd. 5 dots in technology, 4 dots in persuasion, 3 dots in command.
Nice. I like
So she's a very bossy nerd.
it. Sarah, how about you? Did you spend your extra 6?
Yeah, but honestly, I couldn't tell you where I spent them at this point.
That's okay.
There's so many dots at this point. I don't know. It's all dots.
How about you, Mal? You spend your 6?
I dumped them all into 2. I put 3 dots in medicine and 3 dots in survival.
Okay.
So medicine has 1. The medicine has 4 now, and survival has 3. Larceny has 1. Persuasion has 3. Technology has 1. Athletics has 2, and close combat has 1.
Nice. I dig it. All right. The next thing we need to do is you will each choose a bond with one other character at a rating of 2, and then the other character at a rating of 1. You can
I mean,
you can qualify that bond however you want. You can say friendly, you can say confused, you can say who is this person, like whatever words you want to tie to that bond. They can be positive or negative. Usually if you can sum it up in one word, that would be good. Sibling is one word, for example. But yeah, you want to have one of the characters that you're with at a rating 2 and the other one at a rating 1.
yeah, I will. I'll take 2 from Mal's PC and So what idea are you circling around for your character, Sarah?
I still don't know. I don't know. Like,
You want to have a mutual 1 dot bond of prank war?
that's fine.
Cool.
Sweet.
I don't even know what my character's name is.
Well, that's okay. We can figure that out anytime
I
between
just
now and...
I've given up naming characters. I just go to behind the name and tell them to give me 5 random ones, and I pick the one I like best.
That's fair. Well, we have one more thing. In terms of like widgets, and that is you can choose one piece of equipment that is important to you, which gives you a +1 enhancement when it's being used. You can also have 2 personal items that don't give you enhancement, but they're just things you have on you. But that does bring me to my first overall question, which is when do we want this to be set? Is this going to be now? Are you going to have access to social media and cell phones and ubiquitous internet?
I feel like the slasher movie really peaked in the 90s.
Okay, so like 1991, you might have a pager.
I just want to have a camcorder or like a video camera.
I mean, not for nothing, Gen Z is bringing all of that back. So you could also just be retro about your camcorder.
Oh my god,
Good for
poor kids. The camera in your phone is better than...
No, it's because we kept tricking them.
I did.
It's because we kept tricking them by handing them a cassette tape and a pencil and being figure it out, and so they figured it out.
And they learn that buttons are better. We all like buttons more.
That is true. We do like buttons. Everybody's a fan of a good button. Sorry, we're looking at 1991 for our date. What? Did I kill Mel? I'm sorry. Don't die.
No, it was, I brought up the camcorders being used ironically retro, and Travis was like, "All right, well, not that shit."
Your phone has a better camera on it. And has for 15 years at this point. So yeah, did you settle on a piece of equipment? Piece of gear that you're carrying for your character?
Yeah, I'm having my camcorder in like a cassette tape.
Camcorder, cassette tape. All right. How about for you, Mel? A piece of gear you'd have?
He has a med kit.
Right on, just in case.
Mhm.
And then how about you, Sarah? A piece of equipment you have?
Fucking no.
A basketball would count as a piece of equipment.
I suppose I'll just have a basketball. Why not?
All right. So there, you're trying to get to the party. Urban environment. Get to the party. And then how about do any of you have dice handy?
Yeah.
I do.
I do.
All right. Why don't each one of you roll a d10 for me real quick?
Dragon Knight on the floor.
6.
Well, I have to pick the best D10.
I'm being invaded by D8s.
3.
So
Okay. All right. Excellent. I was just looking to see what sort of creatures you might be facing.
Oh no.
Oh no.
One second, I'm just making some notes here. I apologize. I cannot talk and type at the same time. Quick, be entertaining.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my.
I was just about to start singing that one.
Wasn't Predator also one of the Predator movies was set in New York or something?
I
Yeah,
have
Predator
not seen
2.
a single Predator movie.
Yeah, Predator 2 is set in New York.
Is it New York? I thought it was Detroit.
It is Detroit. You're right.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
Detroit.
Candyman scared the fuck out of me.
I think Candyman probably scared me so deeply that I don't remember it because I remember watching it as a kid. I just don't remember any details.
It is, in fact, a terrifying film.
It is. It is.
I do remember my somebody scolding somebody. Some adult scolded another adult in my life for letting me have watched it, which is funny because we were like a horror movie household. But every once in a while, some adult would be like, "Well, let's show the kid this," and my
People
mom
Under
would
the
be like,
Stairs is a
"Too
city
far."
horror movie too. The People Under the
I've never
Stairs is
seen that.
definitely in the city. Oh no! Oh my god!
Yeah,
it's
you
so
should.
good.
It's really good. There's going to be a remake that's going to come out pretty soon, and it's going to
But
tarnish.
it's not going to have Big Ed and
Right.
Nadine in it.
It's
So
not going
I
to be as good as
mean,
the original one. So just for our notes, I have that the date is 1991. It's going to take place in an urban environment. You're going to get to the part. You're trying to get to the party, and then you're interrupted. Is it a cannibal family? Is it a hitchhiker? Is it a dream stalker? Might be all three. Might be none of those things. I may have just made you all roll for nothing. But
what part of 1991 is it?
It's before Nevermind came out.
Is it? But is it after March when Twin Peaks started?
Yes.
Okay, so I can make Twin Peaks references. Got it.
Yeah, but only like the first half of season 1, though.
Yeah, there's only 7 episodes for season 1.
That's true. Yeah, and Nevermind came out in September, I think. So
yeah, I think so.
So yeah, it'll be summer of 1991.
Okay.
So everybody's listening to Use Your Illusion. It was a dark and terrible time. part of that album's good. But yeah, so that is the plan. Is it a cannibal family? Is it a hitchhiker? Is it a dream stalker? Or is it all three? Or is it something completely different?
Cannibal dream stalkers, we eat your dreams and then we consume your flesh.
I feel, again, like I may have done Cannibal Family on this channel once or twice.
Yeah, but Cannibal Family in Brooklyn is weird.
It is weird. That is unusual. Yeah. Though once again, I mean, people under the stairs. I guess they weren't cannibals, but
I'm gonna kill you.
might as well have been.
That shit was hilarious.
What was the other options? Dreamstalker
Dreamstalker and Hitchhiker are the other one.
and the Hitchhiker.
I mean, technically the Cold War is still on, so that also lends itself to.
Well, I mean, the I guess Glasnost isn't done. Well, no, Glasnost is done at this point. At this point, like it's like the Russia that Gary Oldman's character's talking about in Air Force One, the post Glasnost. You've sold my country to gangsters. Get off my plane. Remember when you could see a movie about a president being heroic and you were like, that's exciting.
You should reenact all of that movie all by yourself, because that was pretty good just then.
Air Force One?
Yeah, it should just be Air Force One by Travis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one man show of Air Force One. I could do that.
Watching you fight yourself would be awesome.
That would be pretty neat. Especially if I then caused myself to get dragged out of airplane by my parachute.
We have to get you a parachute.
And an airplane.
Don't worry about that. We'll figure that out faster.
just a fan blowing on me while I have I'm holding a flat sheet.
Yeah.
Close enough. Yes, so those are the possibilities. Or it might be something else. We'll see. But there will be blood. There will be death. Some of it will be, I'm sure, some of yours. And some of it will be some other people. And you never know. We might have another surprise cast member or two sneak their way in for either a guest slot or, maybe somebody has to die in the pre-credit sequence. One thing that I love about the we've been on the air for an hour and 10 minutes basically, and we're done creating characters, which is another testament to how awesome the quick play system is. And they came from the RPG Anthology. When you're comparing it with They Came from Camp Murder Lake, it also gives you the option then of quickly creating new characters when somebody dies, or if you want to create a whole raft of characters that you kill before the opening credits and then have people play their actual character. That is a thing that you can do as well.
I mean, I'm totally fine if that happens, but I'm not creating another character, so just hand me my sheet and I'll play her.
No, it's fine. I will not ask any of you to make a character on the fly during session next week. All right,
just hand me the sheet. It's all good.
That's fair. Maybe I'll have a couple of spares around just in case. But that said, that's us. We have got our characters made. We need to name them still, but you can.
I named mine.
Did you?
Yeah.
What'd you settle on?
Since it's got some Jenna Marbles vibes, I named her San Fran Dink, because there was this joke about them naming their baby San Fran Solomita. But and then I just added Dink on instead, because I'm not gonna steal Julian's last name. That's really weird. That's weirder than making a character.
That's fair. Fair enough. Excellent. Did you settle on a name for your character, Mel?
Oh, his name's Zane.
Zane. All right, nice. And did you settle on a character for yours, Rachel?
Katie.
A name for yours? Katie? Beautiful. All right, folks. Well, yeah, in that case, thank you all so much for coming in and swinging through. That is us. We will be returning in 2 weeks' time for our feature presentation of They Came from Camp Murder Lake. I will decide which of these villains, if any, is going to be the star of the show. and that is what we will name the film after. It'll be a spoiler for the villain, perhaps, or at least a clue as to the villain's identity. Um, but in the meantime, I would recommend you head over to Drive-Thru RPG, pick up They Came from the RPG Anthology, pick up They Came from Camp Murder Lake. Both are available in POD and PDF. Also want to remind you that They Came from Classified and They Came from the Cyclops' Cave, which is possibly my favorite role-playing game of all time, are both available now in standard traditional print through retailers. You can get them at your friendly local game store. They can order them through Studio 2 Publishing. You can also go directly to Studio 2 Publishing and order your copies as well. That's it for me. My name is Travis. My pronouns are he, they. When I'm not running games, I'm writing them. And it has been my honor and privilege to be your director this evening. Sarah, if you could, please give us your pertinent details.
I am Sarah Sharnover, she, her, and I'm Wordsmith Sarah all over the internet. I got nothing important right this minute, so.
Well, that's okay. Well, just sharing your Twitch is important. I'm about to do it now.
Thanks.
And while I'm doing that, Mel, your pertinence, please.
I'm Malachi Hoskins, he, they. I'm a poet for hire on Instagram. I'm at Malachi Hoskins. If you have an occasion or a special someone you would like a poem written for, or just for yourself, you got something going on, I will try and distill whatever's happening into some pretty words that you get to hold on to. Mother's Day is coming up. DMs are open.
You should most definitely take advantage of this offer. Mal is an amazing poet and is, in fact, a machine that if you put money in, poetry will come out the other side. As we established in New Orleans.
That was wild. Travis said that about me, and I complained and was like, I'm not just a machine you put money into and then pull a lever and a poem comes out. And he's like, whatever, I'm going to shave. I go and take a shower. And then if we leave, then we leave. And he comes back after his shower, and I did just like write a poem while he was in the shower. And he's like, so what you're saying is that somebody put money in you and a poem came out? I'm like, shut the fuck up, Travis.
Exactly. That is precisely how it worked. And last but not least, Rachel, your pertinence, please.
Hello, my name is Rachel. I'm she, her. I'm also still on fires everywhere on the internet. Watch this space soon. We're gonna have an Old Gods of Appalachia campaign on my channel starting next Tuesday, hopefully. And then soon I should also be releasing something for Miskatonic Repository. It'll be Dark Ages Cthulhu because I did market research on Reddit and that's what people want.
Well, we will keep our eyes peeled for that, and I commend you on putting way more thought and care and work into your next community content choice than I probably ever will. And I'm sure it will pay dividends because it'll be awesome and for a thing that people want to play.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for telling us about it. You got to let us know when it drops. Speaking of new releases, I almost forgot to tell everybody. I had a new release come out yesterday for the Scarred Lands license, the Savage Worlds Scarred Lands. And that is the Proud for the Scarred Lands creature profiles. Basically, the idea is that each one of these is a creature with a brief history, brief description, and game traits that you can drop right into your Savage Worlds game, so you can start bringing the Scarred Lands right away into Savage Worlds. We also do have Gauntlet of Spirios is out in PDF over Drive-Thru RPG. That'll be coming to POD very soon, as soon as I get the proofs together. So definitely check that out as well. And then last but not least, in case you missed it earlier, the Exalted Essence Player's Guide is live on BackerKit. We are in the final days, final hours of that crowdfunder. So if you've not yet done so, head over and throw some money at that. Make it happen. Thank you all so much for being here. Take care of yourselves and each other. The world's a dark place. Go be the light in somebody's life. And we will see you in 2 weeks' time. Bye, everybody.
Everybody.